We know the shooter is a far-left activist, caught on camera shouting "Free Palestine," and as he was arrested, he kept chanting the slogan and said, "I did it for Gaza." So why the F are all these people on the left saying "if true"? And if that's who he is, and if he's not an IDF plant, and you don't want any of the blame for what just happened on you? He is described as what he is. He said what he said. Stop asking why people who understand what we're up against, like Douglas Murray, caution Joe Rogan against his comic buddies bashing Israel for sport and to develop a following. Prosecutors allege this guy fired nearly 24 bullets in this attack because he wanted to kill as many as he could. And we know what's feeding the fire, right? Don't pretend to not know what this is about. The man has been conditioned to identify with the oppression in Gaza as if he's one of them, and there are so many like him here. Now, if it's not true, and I doubt it is, that he knew, it is certainly what Islamists instruct on the extreme side, here on American soil. Did he know that the two people he murdered were leaving an event that was about coordinating more aid to Gaza? Would it even matter when he's constantly told that Israel is starving as part of a genocide? And many feeding his broken brain are in America in positions of influence and power. And even though same people are now saying they're disgusted by this, even though it's the latest manifestation of their efforts.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Yeah, man, I got to comment on this because, look, I don't think it's right to say that people that are protesting against Israel or who are protesting in support of a ceasefire, who are protesting against what's going on in Gaza, that those people somehow are responsible for anything anyone else does, any type of violence that occurs. And what took place here in D.C. And I'm gonna show you more into it, right? I'm gonna get to it because I'm gonna play a clip about the victims of this attack, right? But what Cuomo's saying here doesn't make sense. Like, part of it I get. And this is what we all do. Like, this is what happens, right? So the part where Cuomo's saying, hey, it's not fair. This guy said, hey, free Palestine. I got him on camera. I'm going to play the clip. And now people are trying to say, well, maybe he's not. Maybe he's an actor that's put in there. Maybe he's someone there to discredit the activists that are nonviolent. Maybe this is all like a psyop, right? And there's people that say that, you know, but Chris, people say that about everything. I don't care what it is. If someone gets caught jaywalking, if someone throws a brick and breaks a window, there'll be somebody saying, hey, maybe somebody else threw that rock. Maybe someone else broke that window. Maybe someone else did the jaywalking. Maybe it's somebody with a mask on, trying to look like somebody else. I mean, and I know relatively this is very rare that would happen, but it does happen. It does happen. In every major event, there's always been infiltrators and actors who were posing as the thing in order to get a certain type of news cycle or to entrap others. So that has happened. You can't say it hasn't happened. You can say you believe this is not the case in this situation. But some people don't get the whole story. And they will automatically go to those conspiracies or those types of theories based on in the past where it was actually the case. Now, what I do have a problem with is Cuomo, it sounded like he was trying to say that if you're somebody that supports a ceasefire, if you're someone who was saying it's wrong that they were starving these children in Gaza, it's wrong that they cut off food supplies, it's wrong that they were bombing and rebombing the people, that they were shooting press, that they were bombing women and children, and that they were doing everything they can to cut the grass. Civilians. And then saying that they're going after Hamas. Okay? University schools and hospitals. University schools, hospitals, medical personnel, rescue workers, anybody. If you're protesting against what the IDF was doing in any of those entities, and now you're going to say, well, because of that, now look what we got in DC. Now look what's happening. I got a problem with that, Chris. That's just you kissing ass right now. Because it's not Joe Rogan's guest. It's the actual news that's coming out. It's the pictures, man. It's the pictures of babies when I'm on my damn X account. And somebody I don't even know who it is, who's showing me pictures of children, man, this big. How many these pictures that rip my soul apart, man? They rip the essence of your humanity out of your chest, Chris. It's not Joe Rogan or Dave Smith or whoever guy or whoever's, it's not any individual who's saying it. It's the actual thing that's happening. And how could you be that distant? You don't understand that. It's the actual news, man. It's actually what's happening. It's not to talk about what's happening. It's the actual goings on. It's the actual actions. It's the actions of the IDF on the civilian population of the Palestinians that's causing a reaction. But see, that, and you can say that and you can admit that, but if you did so, then you face possible repercussions yourself, you and News Nation. And don't tell me you would say it. You would not have a problem articulating that if that's what you thought. That you're not being censored, that you're not picking your words, that you're not playing media games. Well, it sure sounds like it, brother. It sure sounds like it, because there ain't no damn way you can make this about any peaceful demonstration. Obviously, someone who's going to shoot 25 times at an embassy of people that, is not peaceful. So he's not a part of any peaceful organization or opposition or humanitarians. Humanitarians don't shoot innocent people.
And they're saying they're against anti-Semitism, like the Squad and its putative leader, AOC. Absolutely nothing justifies the murder of innocents. Anti-Semitism is a threat to all we hold dear as a society. It must be confronted and rooted out everywhere. Did I miss the word Jews in there in terms of who was killed? Odd omission. Odd omissions. They're not just innocents. He just didn't go into a school and fire away. He was looking for Jews. The people you say are conducting a genocide. Those people.
No, I wouldn't say it was Jews doing it. I would say it was the IDF, right? It's an organization, right? The Klan wasn't all white people. It was the Klan, right? I don't know. I don't get what you're saying here. You can't condemn the actions of the IDF because those people are Jewish, and then people might have backlash to Jewish people. How about saying if the IDF wasn't doing what they're doing, then there wouldn't be people seeking retribution against innocent people? That attacks upon innocence renders a more attacks upon innocence. I mean, you could say that, Chris, if you wanted to be, fair and balanced.
You can make the case. Don't draw a moral equivalency between the murder of 2 and the murder of thousands. Okay, in Gaza. Okay, but what are you leaving out in that? I'll tell you what the parallel is, okay? These murders were precipitated by hate of Jews, just like October 7th. And what's happening in Gaza is being done by the people who were targeted. And Hamas, not freedom fighters, terrorists.
Guys, I routinely don't talk about this because I've already talked about it. We all know, thinking people, we already know that the issues that are going on in Gaza extend well before October 7th. Like, we already know that, right? If he doesn't know that, he don't have the ability. He has less of grounds to talk about this than I do if he don't know that. Like, if you don't know that, That shit been going on for 40 years. This guy's talking about October 7th, because that's a talking point of all people that don't want to actually deal with the issue. They want to be acceptable in certain parts of society, right? So look, man, hey, I routinely don't talk about this, but I mean, I had to talk about it because of this. I'm not even going to give Cuomo any more time because obviously he's not a fair actor. Because if he, after all this happened with this news story, look, guys, after all this happened with this news story about all of the publicity it's gotten, all the people that have spoken to it all this time, if he still believes that what happened October 7th was just happened off the blue in a vacuum, if he believes that, he's a moron. You can say a lot of nice words, but he's a news person. He knows this is a long history. He knows it did not start on that day. That's like you walk in, you see two people fighting. You see one person on top of the other, and you assume that when you walked in, that's when the fight started. You don't know what happened 5 minutes before you got there. He knows what happened 5 minutes before he got there. He don't care.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
30-year-old shooter Elias Rodriguez from Chicago gets taken into custody after fatally shooting two Israeli embassy employees outside the Capitol Jewish Museum in Washington, D.C., as he yelled, "Free Palestine."
Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
Obviously, he meant to kill Jewish people because he went to a Jewish embassy. Who did he think worked there? That's crazy talk to say you don't know who he was targeting. Dylan Roof went to a black church. He didn't think there were going to be a lot of Asian people there. Don't be goofy. Yeah. So wrong is wrong. Can we just say it was wrong? Can we just say it was inhumane? Can we just say that? That's basic. I don't know why people want to, they feel like they give us something away because they did, because they say something is a horrible act, it should not occur. Just because somebody else is doing some horrible act somewhere else doesn't mean that we're going to abide, support, co-sign horrible acts, right? We do have a moral obligation, right? And I know there's some people that do not have a moral obligation. I understand that. But I'm saying those of us that do have a moral obligation need to stand on their square in a situation like this. So a lot of people can until it's their people. I never said Rodney Hinton was right. I said I understand a snapping point, a breaking point. I understand that, and I can respect a breaking point, and I can understand what could lead somebody to that. I'm not saying that's cool. I'm not saying, "Ooh, dude, you deserve a pass." I didn't say that. I don't think he deserves a death penalty for that. This I feel that I don't feel the same way. I don't know Mr. Rodriguez's background. I don't know what's happened. I don't know why he did this. But he's alive and well. They took him in. Looks like he's unharmed. He's walking, he's talking, so he shut down two Jewish folks and somehow they're able to apprehend him without problems. I don't know. Sometimes we could take in people, sometimes we can't for some reason. Perfect. You made it to the end of the video. I appreciate you. Now, Google thinks this next video is going to be perfect for you. It's right up your alley. So click the next video, watch that with me, and let's keep this politics going. You're built for this.